Hey, praise the Lord. God bless you. Trying different orientation this time, but I'm continue the little bit of history of the 1611 authorized KJV Bible translation. So just the last note I wanted to leave off on was something to think about is when Tyndale translated the English translation, he was running for his life, and he ended up dying for his translation basically. Put in prison, he's betrayed, put in prison, and he died for it. And then now comes to the Geneva Bible time, and these guys are exiled during the time of Queen Mary, Queen Bloody Mary. And they're coming against, all the way from Tyndale to Geneva Bible times. They're coming against religious persecution. They're coming against, this pressure is coming from kings, from higher ups. And this is kind of the same spirit and atmosphere that was during the time of the book of Acts and during the time of Jesus when he was walking in the flesh. Just something to think about. That was the spirit of these translations. And it was born under those kind of grounds. So now the 1611 translation where I left off last was that King James was threatened by some of the notes because, the notes in the Geneva Bibles, they were anti-tyrant and anti-pope, or papacy is the words that they used back then. Very extreme, that they even called the pope in those times, no offense, but they called him the Antichrist, and they considered him that. And so now we come up to the King James, gets some translators together. They come up with the authorized KJV translation, and they made it just kind of like the Geneva Bible, They continued the chapters, the verse. They made it where everyone can read it, and that it could be given to people in their homes. So from here on forward, this at this point, the Geneva Bible is still outdoing it, but KJV. This was the beginning of KJV, and where I'm leading up to is that there has been revisions to KJV since then. If you never looked into the history, or if you think that your KJV is the same as the 1611, in 1629 and in 1638, Cambridge did some revisions to the KJV 1611 translation, and into the 1700s, you get Cambridge and Oxford. They do some more revisions. You get the 1762 Cambridge and the 1769 Oxford revision.